Last twice that Chelsea have beaten Hull in the FA Cup, they've gone on to win it. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here, because after a good first half, they struggled a little bit in the second half as Hull came back into it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, but I think it goes to show that, you know, the step up in class, to me, is all about what happens in the attacking third of the field. And that really is what separates these two teams. You know, Hull started well, against a run of play, Chelsea go forward, Batshuayi scores. First chance of the game. Pretty much the same in the second half, you know, probably a little longer, maybe 20 minutes under the cosh a bit, but just that extra bit of quality going forward was the difference. And you got to say, well done to Chelsea. A lot of players playing that wouldn't normally have played in a starting 11, in my opinion. They got the job done. A little tricky towards the end when obviously the free kick went in off the deflection, but no question, I thought Chelsea deserved this.
They could have scored more in the first half. That's one of the problems. What's impressed you most of this Chelsea side this season under Frank Lampard?
The way they go forward. I think the only thing you can point the finger at as far as Chelsea are concerned is they're not scoring enough goals, and they're certainly not taking a good percentage of the chances they're creating.
For the quality of possession that they have.
Well, from back to front, the way they get there, the pace at which they get there is impressive. It's just, unfortunately for them, the finishing hasn't been what it should be.
An issue for Chelsea, again, they concede in the last 15 minutes. Something they've done a fair bit. I mean, we've seen teams at Chelsea in the past, one goal's been enough. Now, it isn't always. I know
what you're saying, but I think there are certain goals you lose that you can put down to nothing other than the football gods. And that's all this was, a free kick, smashed at the side of the wall, comes off the defender, sends the goal the wrong way and the ball's in the net. You can't legislate for that. So I'm sure Frank will be sitting down and looking at this. On paper, it's not a clean sheet, but in his mind, it's a win. It's a good defensive display, and subconsciously, they didn't let them harm them at all that much going forward.
I spoke about Chelsea beating Hull previously and going on to win the competition. There's a lot of big names still in here. They've got to be one of the contenders, though.
Well, it depends. If he keeps putting out his second string, you know, it seems a little hard. It seems a little hard to say that Pedro and Batshuayi, who are internationals, are second string. But the fact is, they're not in the starting 11. So if Chelsea want to win the FA Cup, they're going to have to start playing their first 11 in order to get to the final and win it.
But we've seen teams, they do enough at this stage. Then when it gets to the quarter-final onwards, then the big guns come out. And there's not too many big names that are out this season. So might we see a lot more of the big names and the bigger teams play a little bit earlier than we have done?
Listen, I'm going to throw the classic out. The luck of the draw.
True.
Because if they get drawn against a Tranmere, if they beat United, for example, they can put this team out again and expect to win. So it'll depend on who they get. Listen, if they draw one of the top teams in the Premier League, or even another Premier League team, if they want to win the FA Cup, they have to play the starting 11. Simple as that.
What about Hull in the Championship? Because there's so much focus on the Premier League, it's easy to forget about the league below. I mean, they've got some players in there.
Goals. Yeah. It's all about scoring goals. You know, again, defensively, they got cut open today. They're probably not used to playing against the quality of attacker in the Championship that you would get in the Premier League. So they got cut open a little bit. But I think the clear difference is what's up top, what's up front. Do they have enough guns, A, to get themselves into the promotion and into the Premier League, and do they have enough, if they did, to stay there? The answer right now would be no.
And the issue is as well, their best player could be on his way to the Premier League. Jared Bowen, Newcastle have been linked, and it's difficult because on one hand, you want him to do well, but on the other hand, if he does too well, then off he goes and you get a decent chunk of money in return.
Well, for Bowen, he's in a good spot because if they get promotion, he gets to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
If they don't get promotion, he probably will get a chance to play in the Premier League via transfer. So for him, he just needs to keep doing what he's been doing.
Chelsea win it, and on they go.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.